Every episode of Giant Alberta has taken us a little farther from home. East along the Yellowhead, north past St. Paul, and south into the Badlands. But this one goes further than any of them. Hello and welcome to the video. If this is your first time here, my name is Mike. If you've been here before, my name is still Mike, but you would have known that already. The idea for the Beaver Lodge Beaver started with local entrepreneur named Alex Loychuk, who had always dreamed of giving Beaver Lodge something to bolster town spirits and encourage tourists to stop in. It all began in February of 2004 when the idea took shape. Grant applications were submitted and donations were solicited. The Beaver arrived in the summer of 2004 to celebrate Beaver Lodge's 75th anniversary of incorporation. It sits atop a log with the beaver itself about 3 meters high and nearly 5.5 meters long. The beaver and the log each weigh about 680 kilograms. Built out of 18 blocks of foam, it took 340 liters of polyurethane to coat it and approximately 50 liters of paint. Heavy Industries in Calgary built it in 2 sections, and it was hauled up Highway 43 by truck. The beaver is Canada's national animal, on the nickel, on the coat of arms, and woven into the history of the fur trade that opened up this part of the country. If you live in a town called Beaver Lodge, there is really only one choice for giant sculpture. Around the sculpture, interpretive signage shares stories about the beaver's habitat and behavior, along with the history of the town itself. It's a proper stop, not just a photo and back into the truck. About an hour northeast of Beaver Lodge, the town of FLIR has been the honey capital of Canada for as long as anyone around here can remember. Back in the 70s and 80s, the region had a very large apiary presence. There were actual beehives and honey processors within the town limits. At its peak, the region produced approximately 10% of Canada's entire honey supply. In 1990, local welder Richard Etier built the world's largest bee to celebrate the first annual honey festival. It stands about 6 meters above FLIR's Main Street and measures nearly 7 meters long. The honey festival still runs every summer. It features, among other things, a human bee beard challenge, which is exactly what it sounds like and which we will leave to your imagination. FLIR itself was founded in 1912, named after Father Constant FLIR, a pioneering oblate missionary. It is a francophone community in the middle of the Peace Country, and the bee on Main Street is its most visible statement of identity. The road eventually brings you to Peace River, a town that sits at the confluence of 3 rivers and carries more history per square kilometer than most places in Alberta. Henry Fuller Davis, known as 12-Foot Davis, struck gold in the mid-1800s on a small 12-foot claim in northern British Columbia, earning a small fortune. He couldn't read or write, but he could figure. He found a 12-foot wide unclaimed strip of land between 2 discovery claims at Barkerville and quietly worked it while others looked elsewhere. He later became a well-known fur trader along the Peace River, remembered throughout the region for his business sense and his friendliness. The epitaph on his grave marker reads, "Pathfinder, pioneer, miner, and trader. He was every man's friend and never locked his cabin door." That last line does a lot of work. A man who never locked his cabin door in a country where the winters are long and the distances between people are real. That's not just a personality trait, that's a philosophy. In Peace River, a carved wooden statue stands as a tribute to him near the banks of the river that knew so many of his canoes. It's not the largest thing in this series, but it's not trying to be. All of the giants we've visited, Davis may have the best story. 3 stops at the far end of Alberta's reach, a beaver built from foam and polyurethane, a bee welded by hand on a main street, and a wooden statue of a man who never locked his door. So if you enjoyed this little journey, give that like button a tap. It's free and oddly satisfying. If you haven't subscribed yet, just know I share a new small town story every week, weather permitting, of course. Feel free to pass this along to your aunt, your neighbor, or that one friend who still thinks Alberta ends at Calgary. They need this more than they know. If you'd like to chip in and keep the drone batteries charged and the gas tank filled, there is a Ko-fi link in the description. And you can find Gradient Imaging on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, because apparently I'm not busy enough. But until next week, drive safe, wave at strangers, and take the scenic route.